He ain't going for that loser organization.
This is a great honor for every fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm honored to be in the NFL.
What can I say? Mamba out.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to your Monday edition of the afternoon show. It is February 10th of 2025, the post-Super Bowl edition, and we're all still feeling the effects of that game last night, and just recovering, talking about last week we didn't get to it, so we'll talk about the NFL awards from last week, and then just really whatever else comes to the mind. Of course, Luka and his debut with the Lakers later on tonight, so a lot of sports news to talk about. But before we get into all of it, though, we got to introduce the cast and crew. First and foremost, I'll be your host and producer, Logan Landers. Join me at the very bottom, Jay Eastside, Jay McLovin. Jay, what's up, brother?
Hey, I'm just learning what mumble rap is, but Kendrick Lamar, you the man. You are the man, and I just learned with the A minor. I get it. The whole nine was just fucking beautiful. And Serena Williams, you got what you better.
So I think what we're going to do, Frankie, and I think what will be a great series, is we just have Jay react to various rap music. And Jay just get the headphones going, I think that would do numbers, I think. Frankie, what do you think, my friend?
I'm just like in shock right now because before we went live, Jay's talking shit about Kendrick Lamar. He was confused.
We gave him a 5-minute explanation.
And now we're live, and he's just like praising Kendrick, like, yeah, and minor, Serena, and I'm just like, Jay, for real? What's going on here?
We gave Jay a 5-minute explanation. Said he won a Pulitzer. Explained some of the song. He said, "You know what? All right."
I can dig this.
I still couldn't hear him last night, but damn, I respect it a little bit more now.
Hey, look, man. As I told you before, for a lot of us out there that are X generation or whatever, that we're a little bit more old school. This new school stuff it doesn't hit the same, so it takes me a little while to marinate on it and get accustomed to it. You got some Biggie in there, and hey, you know what I'm saying? It's a 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm all about that life. Let's go.
Well, we're not going to the candy shop, but we're going to be talking about the Super Bowl from last week. Guys, it was a game. None of us thought it was going to be a blowout like that. Oh, hold on. And would you look at that? It's a sad Patrick Mahomes.
Sad face. That's sad face.
It's a very sad Patrick Mahomes. Why is he so sad?
Happy Frankie C, baby.
Hey, Frankie, before we get into the game, I know you're happy because the GOAT conversation's one and done now. Look, and I heard this, and Jay, you were around for it, and you experienced it. Stephen A. Smith made a valid point, I say. He said, we got to bring Joe Montana back into this.
Yeah.
I mean, because Joe Montana won those rings, and he looked good doing it. And with Mahomes, who has he beaten for the Super Bowl? Not like great quarterbacks, right? I mean, he's
beaten Jalen Hurts. He's not 1-1 with Jalen Hurts.
He beat Hurts. That was in 18? I believe.
No, he beat Hurts 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah. He beat Hurts 2 years ago. But then he beat who was it?
He beat Jimmy Garoppolo, and then he beat Brock Purdy.
So he beat someone who's almost out of the league, basically, in Jimmy G, and Brock Purdy, who had a good rookie season. It's kind of a so-so year last year. So really one really good quarterback and one decent, one had a good cup of coffee. Frankie, you know all about Jimmy G. So do I, unfortunately. You know the good side. I know the bad side. So that's just how it rolls. Let's talk about this game. Boy. We talked about it all last week. We talked about it on Friday. We talked about the defense for the Chiefs. We talked about the offensive weapons for KC. Let's talk about what went wrong first, then we'll talk about the Eagles, obviously, what went right with them. So the Chiefs Patrick Mahomes and really just the whole team, offense and defense, they look flat as can be for the Super Bowl. Now, was this just what was the issue here? Do you think? Do you think it was they were just kind of on the high horse and saying, oh, hey, nothing can beat us, and we're going for the 3-peat. We're super confident, so on and so forth, or was it just the game plan going into it? They maybe drew something different up, or what do you think went wrong just overall, Jay, before we go into the nickel and dime, the details of it?
Okay, so just to understand your question, you're asking what went wrong on the Chiefs side in terms of
we'll talk about the Chiefs first.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things went wrong. Let's start off with the O-line. I think number one, I don't think these Chiefs team was prepared. I don't think Andy Reid, Spagnuolo, and company had that. Actually, I'm gonna take that back. Spagnuolo had the defense actually for the Chiefs. If you watch that game, the defense was the only saving grace for that team. I mean, they actually held Saquon Barkley to less than 100 yards and Gainwell and company. It was really what Jalen Hurts and that aerial game did, and really what what Patrick Mahomes didn't do. And let's be honest, DeAndre Hopkins, Scott, come on, DeAndre, you went your whole freaking career to get to that one special moment. You're wide the hell open. There's not a soul around you, and you all of a sudden can't catch a football. I'm not asking you to run 100 yards. You can't just simply catch a football. That's what went wrong, Logan. There's a lot of things that went wrong. They weren't prepared. The O-line was basically carte blanche on Patrick Mahomes, right? I mean, there were numerous times when guys went right up the middle and were unblocked. Numerous times. He had 3 sacks in the first quarter? 2 of them were really because his O-line didn't block for him. And then he put the man on a scramble. I don't want to count that interception against Patrick Mahomes because if you look at it, when he was throwing the ball, the offensive lineman bumped into him and it threw his whole damn trajectory. I mean, it wasn't a good, clean pass. But again, Patrick Mahomes didn't do what Patrick Mahomes should have done. They just didn't make the adjustments at halftime. The whole damn team was unprepared. They looked unmotivated. It didn't even look like a championship squad. But then again, I'm gonna close with this. I'll get back to you guys. Frankie said it earlier, I believe it was, and I think numerous other people have said it. Right? They were freaking exposed. And I think I said it. I even said it to you in my commentary on the pregame show on Friday. I told you, look lively. He's only out by a toenail. That toenail is inbounds. That team loses. How many other times did you see where the Chiefs should have lost the game and didn't? They were exposed throughout the regular season.
So then things they came in big.
Yes. Let's be honest. Jalen Hurts was ready for this. He was hungry. See, I think that's another part of it. I don't think this team was hungry, Logan. I don't think they were hungry. I don't think they were motivated. I think they were just going through the motions, thinking that this is a Kansas City Chiefs, and we got Patrick Mahomes, and everything's going to be great. Even what's his name? Jason Kelce, not Jason Kelce, Travis Kelce said, yeah, we're going to get this one for the younger guys. They were already saying we're going to get, like, it's already going to happen. Like, the Eagles don't really exist.
No.
Don't they, motherfucker? I don't like the Eagles. I hate the freaking Eagles. Jalen Hurts, though, I do love you. You're a Channelview hometown boy. I love you, Jalen Hurts.
I understand. So, Frankie, we're just talking about the Chiefs right now. What went wrong? What happened? Like I mentioned to Jay, they looked flat for 3 quarters, basically. The fourth quarter, they put some points on the board, but it was way out of reach by then. It was just, who cares?
Everything happened wrong with the Kansas City Chiefs from the start of the game to the very end. We thought at the start of this game, we were saying to ourselves, we were writing to each other, we're like, oh, well, here we go again, right? Because the Eagles, 3rd down or 4th down, converting on a 4th down, they get the play, and then next we see a flag. And we're over here, it was to me, I think that was a ridiculous call. Jay thinks otherwise because, hand touching in the face and stuff. It's the Super Bowl. We've seen both of them. They were hand fighting and stuff like that, but it was soft. That shouldn't have been called. But the Chiefs ended up getting a call, a flag on them that I looked at. And I'm like, okay, well, this is the type of Super Bowl we're gonna get. Soft calls on both teams, like it's gonna be wild. But I feel after that, the flags just disappeared. I think the referees noticed that, this is the Super Bowl. Let's let these guys play until we actually see an actual, penalty on the field. Yeah. But Kansas City their offensive line didn't show up. Joe Tooney's a left guard over here playing tackle. That's a mess. That's a mistake right there, right? So I mean, the offensive line not showing up for the Kansas City Chiefs was difficult for Patrick Mahomes, because the only way, and I think the Eagles did this study. They did study, because the last time we seen Patrick Mahomes like this, 2021 or 2020 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tom Brady and that defense in Tampa Bay, they did this exact same thing that Philly's done, and that's pressure Patrick Mahomes. And I feel like everyone around him, you know, and I know we've heard this many times on different networks, you know, ESPN, First Take, everything like that. Everyone around Patrick Mahomes, when they noticed that Patrick Mahomes was getting sacked and throwing interceptions and stuff, everyone's intensity dropped down. You know, it felt like they just lost it, and they just didn't have faith in coming back. It sucks for Kansas City. I'm happy. I don't care. I picked the Eagles to win. I didn't want to see a three-peat. The debate of the GOAT talk is over. Don't ever compare Patrick Mahomes to Tom Brady again, because and Jay, even you said it, and I want to hear you say it in a little bit, because you said it yesterday. You say, listen, if Patrick Mahomes cannot pull the Brady and pull a comeback, the GOAT debate between them two is over, and I'm waiting for you to say it.
But I do want to clarify something, because I'm glad you said that, because I do want to clarify something. I did say that. Here's the thing, though. Was it really all – and that comeback from 28-3, was that really all Brady? And I'm going to ask you – I'm going to ask you – hold on. No. I don't think you listened. I think you're so tuned to say Patrick Brady, but I don't think you're really listening to what's going on.
I'll name a couple players that also knows.
Hold on. What's the common thread between the first half and the second half for Atlanta, and that involved that comeback? If you know, Tom Brady couldn't do a damn thing that first half of that game. Not a damn thing. They owned his ass.
Yeah.
And then the Atlanta Falcons did the one fatal flaw.
They took their foot off
the gas.
And
that game back to Tom. That's the one thing that the Eagles learned that Dan Quinn screwed up on. We're not taking our foot off the gas. Not only are we taking our foot off the gas, I'm gonna put it on your throat even harder.
And Frankie, I'll let you speak in a minute. But as watching that game in Atlanta, I can tell you what happened is we ran the ball so many times in that second half, just trying to kill clock when we shouldn't have.
Yeah.
We stopped going to our bread and butter with Matt Ryan, who won the MVP, I believe, that year, or had just came off of an MVP year. We had Julio Jones, we had Tony Gonzalez, for God's sake. Like, we had a great team on offense. We had, I believe, Deontay Foreman was the running. Yeah, we just the offensive play calling, which is why they got fired, which is why the offensive coordinator got fired.
That's
rightfully so.
They gave Thomas Edrick and all these names. They gave that man an out. They gave him an out. You might as well thank the lucky stars, Frankie, that Thomas Edrick, Patrick Brady, and all these other word names, juniors and stuff. Be thankful. Be thankful that they lit up off the gas and gave your boy an out, because if they would have done like the Eagles did, your boy would have looked like a clown just as much as your boy Patrick Mahomes looked like, right?
That's not my boy.
Anybody watches football knows this.
That's not my boy.
I want to throw out this comment here from Robert Wardell. He says the flags disputed because the refs knew the scrutiny on them was crazy, essentially talking about them, forced them to finally call a fair game. I will say this, and I want to get y'all's opinion.
Absolutely, he's right.
Did you all hear what DeAndre Hopkins said after the game?
What did he say? I didn't know.
He said there was a bunch of touchy calls. Are y'all going to report on that?
There was really only 2 touchy calls.
And that was early in the game.
You can say the first 2. Look,
hey, I will say this. Penalties did not cause you to give up 40 points. Okay? He said, Jay, this nonsense.
I don't know what color nights is, but I understand, sir. It is a naughty list, though, isn't it? Though a little bit.
Well, yeah. Look, Jay. What have I said the last week? I said if you don't want flags to be involved, if you don't want the refs to be involved, just beat the crap out of them.
Exactly, and that's
what they did.
Yeah.
You can't say like, oh, his foot was out of bounds. That cost us the game. Oh, this fumble cost us the game. No, when you get beat by 20, like what was it, like 18 points, whatever, and you were down by a lot more.
Let's be honest. The what do you call it? The Eagles gave gave those points.
If you put your backups in the Super Bowl, you've won. If you put Kenny, dude, when I saw Kenny Pickett on the field, I said, "Oh, it's a wrap."
I got so excited to see Kenny Pickett because I'm just like, you're a backup quarterback. You're not expecting to have a moment in the Super Bowl,
and he got one.
You had 3 minutes of moments in that Super Bowl.
That's still 3 minutes. A lot of other players.
We have never seen a head coach in a Super Bowl get a Gatorade bath with 3 minutes left in the game.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
well,
insane.
hell, I mean, they were down by 5 scores at 3 minutes.
No, it was
still. We normally see like the head coach is getting a Gatorade bath with his offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. No, and I get it. Yeah. Nick Sirianni literally deserves his solo Gatorade bath because this is a coach that literally at the beginning of the year was talked about being on the hot seat.
Fired. Yeah.
Now he's a Super Bowl champion.
And also, let's not forget too. I think this is more so than just the beginning of this. This is like last season, Frankie. Remember they had that awful collapse to end the year where they just lost a bunch of games in a row. But they had that. They had a lot of scrutiny. A couple of weeks ago. You said not one of us. They had we'll get to that in a little bit. But we saw he's a Pete Carroll got his way early in the Hawks Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean that Super Bowl that Seahawks defense is as much as we talk about how good that Super Bowl defense is for those Seahawks, we got to talk about these Eagles defense.
Were they good?
We have to talk about this Eagles.
Hold on. Was that defense good though?
Oh yeah.
Was the Legion of Boom good though?
No, Legion of Doom was good. So was the Eagles. Come on, those are twos.
Those were good teams. You got to admit those were good teams you faced, Frank. I know you beat them. I know you beat them, but you got to admit those were good teams.
I'm just saying, not just because we beat them, but after we beat them, that Legion of
they fell off.
It was over with. It was over with after we beat them. Everyone on that defense.
I'm just saying for that run they had though, that 3 or 4 year run. Let
me ask you this. Did y'all find it interesting, though? This is how bad the Chiefs' game plan was. It was so bad that they only ran the ball once or twice in that whole first quarter. They may have ran it a couple more times.
They were already down by.
But they just totally had. Even at the beginning, they had no run game, period. And then when they did try to run the ball, it was only slow developing, quote unquote, trick plays that they were trying to do. And I'm like, bro, no. Just go left and go right and go full speed. You got Lamar, you got Hunt over there. I've seen Hunt throughout the season.
Hunt did do a thing. Yeah, so let me read you some stats here.
Crazy.
We'll go to KC first because they just I don't know what went. A lot went wrong. Patrick Mahomes, we'll hone in on him in a minute. On the night, he went 21 to 32, 257 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. And I think the big one, he was sacked 6 times. And Jay, his QBR, 11.4.
Was it
11.4?
I'll tell you right now, his QBR going into halftime
was probably -5. Yeah, it was.
His QBR was 51. I looked at it. It was 51 going into halftime. Jalen Hurts was like over 100.
Yeah, good point there from Cody saying they only had the ball for 3 plays. I mean, the Eagles too. Another kind of big reason they won is time of possession. They have the ball 36 minutes, 58 seconds. Compare that to the Chiefs, 23 minutes and 2 seconds. So they dominated in every asset of this game. They got turnovers. They were able to stuff the run game, which was already non-existent really for KC. They were able to get, they made Mahomes uncomfortable. And their defense was top-notch. I mean, yeah. So also, let me go here. Robert said, you beat the Seahawks because Russ called a pass play for the MVP, not realizing Browner knew that play for practice, so it was a giveaway. You were not the better team on the field.
Don't even finish it. We won.
You can't say you weren't the better team. No, that's not.
I don't care what he said. If that defense was so good, they wouldn't let us score to have the lead.
He said, don't be so hard on the Chief. The cheerleaders have some sweet kicks. That and the mascot, they were the MVPs last night for them.
What really amazes me about this Super Bowl is the defense of the Eagles, right?
Yeah, that's the big takeaway.
Not because, and it's not because, no, not even just a secondary. Hear this out.
No, but that secondary was on point. The way that they were able to
have, but I don't want to put. I'm not trying to put this on the secondary. What got me excited about this defense was 16. I think it said 16 16 16 possessions of Patrick Mahomes, right? 6 sacks, 2 interceptions, 0 blitz from the defense. 0 blitz. That's 4-man.
What does that tell? No. What does that tell you? What you just said right there specifically tells me one thing and one thing only. They had 0 pass protection, and the pass protection that was called, the packages broke down. Like I said, you got a guy coming straight up the middle, the nose guard coming up the middle, not even touched, taking out Patrick Mahomes.
And also
on his life the whole time.
Look, I know everyone's going to talk about the O-line, which rightfully so. They deserve a lot of flack for this, right? But it's not just the O-line. Let's not forget there's other pieces in play here to stop like I said, blitzes or stop linebackers, whatever it may be. There's also tight ends, and there's also running backs. Those are your last lines of defense, right? Those are your guys who, hey, if they're coming, y'all better stop them.
But a lot of people are going to blame. A lot of people are going to put all this blame on Patrick Mahomes. He's going to take. He's a scrub. Right. He's this. He's that. Let me tell you something. I promise you this. And if anybody tells you differently, then I challenge they didn't watch that football game. Even if you put Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. behind center in that specific offensive line scheme, he would have got his ass torn because he can't even freaking scramble.
Not a soul could.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's cut Patrick Mahomes a little bit of slack. Yeah, you can say he's not in the good conversation. See, but that's just you hating. That's you coming from an intelligent standpoint right now, Frankie. I love you. You're not.
It's not.
You got hate on him.
It's not that I'm hating. It's not that I'm hating at all.
Because come on, you gonna tell me Patrick Mahomes? That Tom Brady could have had success in that offensive line? Because if you tell me that, I'm going to take it.
Because when Tom Brady sees a rush coming in, guess what he's doing? He's throwing the ball away. He's not getting a sack. Or guess what? He's going to find his tight end. Where the hell was Travis Kelce all game? Where was Travis Kelce all game?
In the first half of that Falcons game, did he find it? Because I don't think he did. He only got 3 points. Don't act like he did.
And he was getting yards though.
He was getting yards. He was finding people open. It's not that he wasn't. It's not that he was playing bad.
And
every time the Chiefs hiked that ball, it was like
you knew it was done for.
Already on Patrick Mahomes. They were already on his ass.
Kelce
I've never seen somebody run for their life so much.
Hey, Cody might win the comment of the night here. He said Kelce was too busy thinking about how he was going to propose to Taylor Swift and blocking from Mahomes. And let's be real.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I think I hate to say it though, but I do think that even you can see it in Kelce. Ever since, and I hate to say it, but ever since Taylor Swift has gotten into this picture, he has changed as a human being. He went from being this guy with like a damn crew cut to having some kind of like 1970s disco outfit with this gold. I mean, come on, that ain't even Kelce no more. That's like some other dude trying to pretend to be Kelce.
Well, look, off the field, whatever, I don't care. But on the field, let's look strictly on the field though. His play is dipped. He's getting older. He's in his mid-30s now, late 30s going on. I mean, can't we say his best days are behind him?
Come on, he ain't. It's not like he's some fat guy that just got fat or something. He still has a lot left in the tank.
And let's not forget he had that really good game in I think the divisional round.
Bro, the problem with Kelce is not his age. The problem with Kelce is his mindset. He got fucked up here. It's like Rocky Balboa, right? When Apollo Creed, bro, you used to have the eye of the tiger. You used to look like that. That ain't you no more. You got to find your eye of the tiger. And you know what, Kelce? I hope you watch this. I bet you got your ass spanked. And I hope you find the eye of the tiger again. And I hope you tell What's-Her-Face to take a back seat for a minute because you got to find your football game again. Because he don't have the eye of the tiger. You can see it the moment he's walking down the hallway with that nice flashy suit showing it. He didn't have the mindset. He wasn't feeling no more. He got comfortable.
Would you say that for the whole team, though? Not just him?
Hell yeah, I'll tell the whole team.
Whole team.
Yeah. Bring them on. I'll tell. Because you know what? I'm not saying anything that's not true. It's all true. They did not have a killer instinct. They weren't prepared for the game. The offensive coordinator did not have them ready. Andy Reid
was
making his little State Farm commercials rather than focusing on what he needed to focus on.
So let's flip over to the Eagles here, and then afterwards we'll talk about all the extracurricular stuff that goes on with the Super Bowl. So for the Eagles, let's talk about the running game. Saquon Barkley honestly didn't have a good game. 25 carries, 57 yards from the running perspective, but he was able to make some noise in the passing game. 6 catches, a team high for 40 yards. Didn't reach the end zone though. But I think I like what Philly was doing, and they were giving him the ball early. They said, all right, let's see if we can get something going here. Let's see if we can get something going here. Think about
I was thinking about cheeseburgers last night.
I liked what Philly's game plan was, right? They said, this is our star. Give him the ball. Let's see if he can. And the only positive I will say about this Chiefs team this whole night was they stuffed Saquon Barkley running wise.
Yeah,
that was their number one goal, and they did that, right?
Yep,
but
I said that on Friday.
Yep, but that wasn't the whole picture. You stopped just one piece of the pie. Jalen Hurts, hell of a game. 17 of 22, super efficient, 221 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 2 sacks. I mean, that's pretty much what we've seen all year from him, right? He's not going to go out there and throw for 350 or anything like that. But we saw a lot of really good strategic football from him. A lot of really good throws also, except for that 1 pick, obviously. But, I mean, he played damn near a flawless game. I was really impressed with Jalen Hurts after this performance.
Well, let's be honest. That offensive line for the Eagles really provided a lot for him. I mean, there were several times when he had so much time, he was holding the ball, scanning, and then finally release it. I mean, he had all the time in the world to dissect that defense and look at find the right receiver. I mean, a lot of time. Now the running lanes weren't necessarily open for Saquon Barkley up the middle. He certainly had a great pass protection for that guy.
No,
how many runs did he have anyway? I mean,
Saquon?
No, for
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. He ran the ball 11 times for 72 yards and had a touchdown.
He ran the hell out that rock.
Yep, he did good. And see, that's where him and Mahomes are kind of different because Mahomes isn't as mobile as Hurts.
He used to be.
But Patrick is a little bit bigger. We know he's a little bit broader. But,
not only that, Patrick dealt with some knee and ankle injuries the past couple of years.
Yep, and we know Hurts was coming off that knee injury. It wasn't a major injury, but he got banged up for a little bit and had to ice it down. We probably wore a brace throughout the week, but he looked fine. He looked great. He showed up when it needed to, and that's what they had. But I was impressed. All in all, the receiving core, they did their work. Devontae Smith did a good job, and Frankie, an Alabama player, finally scored in the Super Bowl. Finally happened after the entirety of the Super Bowl. So he broke that curse, and obviously Jalen Hurts did as well. So it only took 59 Super Bowls before that could happen, but it actually it took place.
It felt good for me because on Friday, I simply said this on Friday. If you guys wasn't watching on the show on Friday, please tune back and rewatch what we were talking about. It's towards the end of our show. Mm-hmm. But I said this. I said, listen, Kansas City with Steve Spagnuolo as the defense, it's hard for a running back to run on this defense. And they mainly focused on that, right? But I told Jay, because Jay asked me a certain question, and I told Jay, I think this game is going to be solidified by Jalen Hurts' running game. And he proved it to me yesterday. He didn't go off and get 100 rushing yards or whatever, but 70 rushing yards by a quarterback on 11 rushes, that you can't beat that. So if your running back's not going to show up, your quarterback's going to do it. It's kind of like a Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry type deal, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Your running back isn't going to do it. You got the quarterback with the legs. But what messed it up for Kansas City, their mindset defensively was too focused on Saquon Barkley. And I said this to you guys. I said if they're not going to have a run game, they have the weapons for Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown. There was a guy in the beginning of the game we didn't even know about. He's over here catching 2 passes for 40 yards. 2 passes for 40 yards.
Oh, Dotson, Jahan Dotson. He almost got that touchdown, but they stopped him at the 1, and then they pushed it in.
Hey, it's really hard for a defense to do an outright stellar job, which, by the way, if you ask me, I think for the amount of time that Kansas City's defense was on the field, I still think they did a stellar job because, look, that game was not lost by the defense by any means. That game was straight up lost by the 6 turnovers plus a fumble, and all that they gave away on that offensive line. I got to tell you, man, one of the most ferocious hits or the ferocious things I've ever seen on Patrick Mahomes is when that arm got caught back, boy hit that arm. And even though, and then unnecessary ruptures, when he got slammed in the face by what's his face. I mean, dude, when it happened, it was so fast. It was like Patrick was like, and I was like, holy shit, that was a hit. Yeah, that was one hell of a hit.
So let's talk about
yeah.
So let's hone in on this defense here because that's the main event, obviously. Shout out Cooper DeJean. My boy got his first ever interception, his first ever pick six
on his birthday.
At the Super Bowl.
Happy birthday.
And it was also I think Saquon Barkley's birthday as well. So I mean, hey, they got a hell of a treat.
Come here. Say happy birthday. Say happy birthday. Happy birthday. There you go.
There we go. But yeah, I mean,
for me though, because I'm a godfather. I'm her godfather, so she did say it specifically.
Just to Jay. Yeah. But I mean, white boy touchdown, always fun to watch. So that was fun. But
they did have a lot of weapons that day. They had a lot of weapons.
Hey, Josh Sweat, he's a free agent. He just got a lot of money.
There's a lot of free agents.
He got a lot of money.
2.5 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, 6 tackles on the night. He's getting a payday.
Wow.
He's getting a pay, and he's only 27. That'd be 28.
There's a lot of free agents out there, boys. Let me just name some off. All right, Kansas City's losing a lot of players.
Yeah,
a lot. All right, they're losing guard Trey Smith, linebacker Nick Bolton, safety Justin Reed. They're losing Marquise Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, Juju Smith-Schuster, Justin Watson. These are all wide receivers for now.
Yeah.
They're losing obviously Carson Wentz, but it's not like they needed him in the first
place.
place.
No, not Carson Wentz.
Come on, right? If they need a Carson, I have a Carson here for them. That would have probably helped them win the game.
They might as well throw him in there last night. Damn.
But the Kansas City Chiefs, yes, they're losing a lot of people, but they're not top name people, right? They're not like maybe Juju Smith-Schuster, maybe Kareem Hunt's going to be on the free agent market. Yeah. He's going to be available.
But those aren't like A+ players though.
Right. Maybe those are DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins is like a B. He's a B player for now. He's a B player. He did drop an open pass last night that literally shocked all of us.
Yeah.
But the Philadelphia Eagles, they're losing a couple good defensive people. As you said, Josh Sweat, who's going to collect some money. Zach Barn had an interception last night.
Correct.
They're losing Milton Williams, Brandon Graham, who might retire.
He might be done for.
There's a lot of people that they're losing out. Both
the
these
Chiefs
teams
did say though. Hey, the Chiefs did say that specifically. That matter of fact, the GM actually specifically said that they are going to treat free agency like the draft. So I do think that they will get a good portion of those players back. I don't think it's gonna be as devastating because that's going to be basically where they're going to concentrate on.
I think they'll have like first crack at it, obviously, because I think if you're top dog, and also too, you mentioned a lot of the guys on defense for Philadelphia. A lot of them are young because this is a team that's primarily, for the most part, built from the draft. So that's why a lot of these guys are coming up on contract because either their rookie deals are coming up or they signed some short-term free agency deals. So they're able. Philadelphia has the first swing. Say, hey, you can run it back. You can come on back. But
let's be honest, you can let go of DeAndre Hopkins. You don't got to bring him
back. For KC,
Rice will be back.
I think we've all said it for the whole season. Outside of Xavier Worthy and Travis Kelce, really they don't have any other big pieces on that wide receiving core.
They're going to need to bring Diallo back.
Though. I mean, he's still a good wide receiver.
Rasheed Rice was hurt, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he was hurt.
He's been hurt. Yeah, okay. I forgot he was there because he was hurt for most of the season.
But what effect is he going to have coming out of this injury?
We don't know. It's all questionables. It's all questionable.
It's not like he's going to come back and be the
Rashad Reed. It's like, look, D-Hop was not exactly the receiver they were looking for, right? So I think you can let D-Hop go. I think D-Hop is expendable.
You can let him go.
I think you bring Rasheed Rice, and you're going to have to see what you have in him. But but he's under contract. So they're not having to worry about trying to renegotiate a contract for him. So he'll be cap friendly for them versus D-Hop.
I don't know. It's probably just me. I would bring D-Hop back, honestly. It's just my opinion.
The dude dropped the biggest catch of his life.
I get it. So did Mark Andrews.
Okay.
I'm about to say, so this is Hopkins' stats for the. He did get a touchdown.
You can't blame a guy who literally just got traded at the trade deadline.
Bro, okay, I don't care when you're traded.
Give him a full season.
The ball hits you in the hands. That ain't got nothing to do with
it. You cannot say that you're not going to re-sign him because he dropped the biggest pass. You can't say that.
Look, okay. when you talk about
That's like you telling Baltimore. That's like you telling Baltimore they should go ahead and cut Mark Andrews.
Hold on. You brought up a laundry list of people that the Chiefs have got to focus on. I don't think D-Hop is nowhere near important as that O-line and those defensive guys that they need to get back in Norton. So, no, I think D-Hop is absolutely expendable because of who they have to still bring back. And you still got Rashee Rice under contract. So, no, when you got to look at who you're going to bring back and you got to look at your finances, you got to make some smart decisions on that.
So let me. I'll read you the stats and I'll see how much he's getting paid because I don't know off the top of my head, but I can read you the stats real quick. So Hopkins on the season, and like Frankie said, he was traded midway through the year, but he played still. And let me get it pulled up here. So I didn't know Hopkins is only 32. I thought he was older than that. But he's going to be 33 in June. He played in 10 games this season. He got 41 catches, 59 targets, 437 yards, 4 touchdowns, averaged 10.7 yards per catch. And then I guess all in all, because they added on postseason totals, 56 grams, which is 61st in the league, 610 yards, tied for 64th, and 5 touchdowns. I mean, he's not in his prime, right? He's not getting 100 catches. He's not even getting 60 catches anymore. He played in 16 games this year because the trade deadline they split his stats up. I mean, you know, he's kind of feeling like to me a little bit, kind of feeling like that Odell Beckham type of way of like he's still there, he's doing some good work, but he's still not that star receiver anymore. And I hate to see that because I love watching D-Hop play. He's a good. I think he's good. Great player. Great player.
When he's like, when that's like, okay, do we bring it back or don't bring it back? And you got other finance and you got bigger pieces out there to bring back. D-Hop is not even on my radar at that point. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get what you mean. And let me see how much he's getting paid. I don't think it's a whole lot, but I could be wrong. So he signed a 2-year, $26 million deal with the Tennessee Titans in 2023. So he's still under contract, or excuse me, he's a unrestricted free agent. So he has the choice to sign if he wants to or not, basically. So it's up to the Chiefs if they want him back. That's the thing. Because
if you're gonna pay that kind of money, like I think who was it said in the comments? Talking about Cooper Kupp, Robert Wardell.
Oh yeah.
I think he made a good point. I'm gonna be honest with you, Logan. I think I'm gonna go after Cooper Kupp, and I'm gonna put D-Hop to the side.
No, I think anyone would agree with that because if you pair, think about this, Jay, this trio of receivers, you get Rashee Rice, you get Cooper Kupp, and you get Xavier Worthy.
Bro, that's a nice that's a nice little setup.
I do think though, Jay, the Chiefs need to draft a backup tight end to start getting ready for whenever Kelsey retires.
They're not getting Cooper Kupp.
We're just playing hypothetical here.
The hell is your hypothetical? He's coming to New England.
I know. He ain't going to that loser organization.
Hey, we might be a loser organization, but you ain't no winning organization either with your $4 million.
There you go. There you go. Always got to say something about the Cowboys.
Don't talk about my boys. Don't talk about my boys being losers, and I won't bring up your boys.
You are losers right now. You're
Are you a winner? Are you a winner? You got the big L on your forehead, just like I do.
Games you did.
You got a big L on your forehead, just like I do.
We did win more games than you had.
You loser. Lahu Sahar.
No. The L is for luxury. Luxury.
Whenever we started this show and this network years and years ago, Frankie, you were riding high. Jay, you were competitive, and hell, I've been the same place for these years. So at least you can say I'm consistent.
I'm sick of you doing this, Logan. All right, don't be doing this in front of our fans. You like to talk shit to us in the background. All right, don't do that, ladies and gentlemen. Logan likes to do this thing. All right. Like our intro where he does little shot and jabs where nobody's gonna notice it. You like that, right? You like how he does the little. He showed the Oakland Raider or the Las Vegas Raiders getting that little interception and a stiff arming Mac Jones, and then he got the little Mamba out after that to try and make me happy because he's showing Kobe. I know what Logan's trying to do.
Outro though, you gotta admit though.
He does little
Hey,
jabs.
I like the intro. You just leave it the way it is.
No, I like the intro too. I like the intro too. I absolutely like it.
I worked on that.
I'm not gonna
myself.
sit here.
But to be fair though, you could throw a little Astros in there. That would have been nice.
I'm not gonna sit
look,
here.
I gotta edit it for baseball season now.
I'm not gonna sit here and try and have Logan tell the world that I'm a chill back guy. I don't do nothing. Logan does some stuff behind the scenes that you guys don't know about. All right, and we're just gonna keep it like that.
Like I said, my team sucked since we started this thing. We started in 2020, 2021. We maybe got one playoff appearance.
The last time Logan was happy talking trash, like actual trash as a sports fan, was with the Braves won the World Series.
That was the last time, and Frankie. That's been 4 years ago. I haven't had anything since. What are you gonna do? All my teams are in purgatory. We don't win. We barely get to the playoffs.
I get it. You feel like Philly sports guy. I get it.
I ain't got all that makeup money.
In this game, I really thought it was going to be. I really thought it was going to take a lot from Saquon Barkley to get this team into the win. But the funny thing about it is they really honestly, Saquon could have stayed home, chilled, and still got a ring because that defense was so good.
It was so good. It was so good.
They didn't even need him. Honestly, they really didn't need him. Because Jalen Hurts got all the damn yards that they really truthfully needed.
No, and go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I put this on my Facebook page earlier. I don't know if you guys seen it. But I want to ask you guys, and I want to ask people that are watching, drop it on the comment because this is a real thing.
What's up?
I'm confused. I don't know what's worse. Are the Kansas City? What's worse is the Kansas City Chiefs fans that are mad because they just lost a moment in history of three-peating?
They have no reason to be mad.
Or is it the Giant fans that are mad because they got to witness Saquon Barkley winning a ring his first year?
I'm a Giants fan.
Yeah.
Hey, Frankie, Giants fans, 100%. They haven't won a championship since 2011, and their best player in, honestly, maybe franchise history.
No, but let's be honest. Let's be honest. If I'm a Giants fan,
it's Giants.
Hey, if I was
You're coming in. You're coming in.
Here's the thing, though. It's not like the Giants were going anywhere. Saquon was only good for the Eagles because they were going somewhere, and he was that added piece that just got them where they needed to go. I don't care if Saquon was Barry Sanders running for 1,000,000 yards. At the end of the day, they're still in last place, and it doesn't really matter. You might as well start building your offensive line, start building your defensive line. That's where I would be mad because I need to build these trenches up before I can do a damn thing. It's like having a Lamborghini, but not having a garage to put the thing in.
And see, that's where I think Giants fans are pissed at, is because they gave up their best player in the last 10 plus years to take a shot with Daniel Jones, who they gave all that money to the offseason prior. And now Daniel Jones is a backup quarterback. He's not even starting for the team. That's why I think they're mad. That's the main reason.
Okay, but be mad at the quarterback,
the GM, the owners,
not necessarily letting go of Saquon, because at the end of the day, you still need cap money. You still got to build up those trenches. I'm sorry, Saquon is not your savior when you don't have anything else to back it up with. You're just wasting.
You're
trying to.
You know what's different? You know what's different, Jay, is Saquon was down to ride with the Giants. Don't matter if they were, losing. Don't matter if they were fourth place. He even said it. He wanted to be a Giant for life. Just the fact that you gave up money to Daniel Jones for having one good year compared to
you should have given it to him.
You kept saying.
So if your argument is that they're mad because you gave the money to the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Okay, you got a gripe there. But don't be mad because Saquon walked, because you weren't going to do anything with him anyway because you had nothing else to offer.
No, I agree. I agree they weren't going to do anything with him, but I think as a fan, you're still just upset because, man, what could have been hypothetically because of how good.
I just gave up $300 million to Cooper, Dak, Zeke, and guess what? 2 out of the 3 are gone. And I'm still counting their money on my cap. So don't talk to me about who you gave the wrong money to when I'm over here in Dallas land saying, you know what, New York? Go F yourself. Look at it.
Well, it's easy. Well, look at it like this, Jay, right? If you gave the money to Saquon Barkley, right? You could have let go or let Daniel Jones walk and try and get another.
You know who they could have signed? Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I mean,
Look how good. I don't know how good he would have been because Minnesota had a really good team around him. But I think it would have been better. They would have gotten a few more wins.
He wouldn't have had the weapons nor that offensive line to
because
operate.
I mean,
hold on. But that's what I'm saying, right? If they would have gave Saquon the money, let Daniel Jones walk, bring in someone like Sam Darnold, bring someone in that was like
anyone else for cheap.
Yes, you don't have your offensive line. You still draft Malik Neighbors.
Who's good? He had a good year.
You have a good they have a good defense. The Giants do have a good defense. It's just an offensive line. So if you kept Saquon, you kept Saquon, you draft Malik, you go ahead and you get a free agent quarterback better than Daniel Jones. Now all you have to do is worry about buffing up your offensive line. That's all they could have done.
That's tough to do, though. That's a tough task.
When you do bring in a guy like Darnold or whatever quarterback of that caliber into that, you can also pick up probably a couple of offensive linemen out there in free agency.
Exactly.
Well.
Yeah.
You can't, because if you don't have a good quarterback, offensive linemen don't want to sign to you. Why would I want to? Yeah.
And now at this point, now at this point, everyone's looking at the Giants. Every available player is looking at the Giants, good or bad. They're looking at the Giants, saying, "I don't want to go to that organization."
Unless they unless they give me that money. Unless they overspend and give me a lot of money.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
But Frankie, though, that's you. I'm sure there's a lot of dudes in the league who say, "I want to get rich."
I'm telling my agent, yes, they're giving me more money, but are they going to get me to a playoff? Are they going to get me to a Super Bowl? Because that's what I really care about. I wouldn't care about money until the end of my career.
Hey, Frankie, do you want to hear a crazy stat?
Go ahead.
If you're in Philadelphia, you better be thankful that Donald Trump's your president because both Super Bowls that you won came in his presidency. Look that shit up.
Hey, you know something else? Keep Tom Brady going. Keep Brady going to the Super Bowl because every time Brady goes to the Super Bowl, the Eagles are ending up winning.
I think didn't Nick Foles tweet that out? I think.
Yeah, he tweeted that out last night, which was funny. Normally I would get upset, but that was funny.
No, but Nick Foles, that's a good tweet.
I'm gonna call Tom Brady out for 1 second. That man said to Patrick Mahomes' face in the pre-show, "Yo, man, I want you to know that if you get the 3-peat, I'm gonna be so happy for you because I know how hard it is." No, you're not. You're gonna be happy when he falls on his face, and you ain't gotta worry about that.
Nah, Brady likes to see players succeed. That's what I like about
no, he
He likes to see players succeed.
No competitor believes that. That's except for Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders was a saint. I hate to say it, but the man was a saint. No, you know how he go. And you know what to back that up is? He had an opportunity in high school to get the most receiving yards in high school history.
Well,
and he said, no. You know what he said? Put the other guy in. I don't want the award.
Hey, but Jay,
that's the only guy that really can say that.
Hear me out. You know who we can say that about though? Saquon Barkley. Because Jay, remember, he chose to not play and break the record of Eric Dickerson. He said, "I don't need to play. I don't need to play." That's selfless. He said, "I don't need to play." Get hurt.
Sirianni has said multiple times, both pre-show and post-show. He said specifically the reason why we're so good right now, why we're is because we're selfless. We're a selfless team. You know,
there's no eyes over there.
Used to be was they were a selfless team, and then they kind of got a little greedy in there and whatever.
And I think a prime example of that, and then we'll talk about some of the other fun stuff with the Super Bowl post, just not about the game, was A.J. Brown. I think he had missed a pass or there was a misconnect or somewhere where Hurts threw it to him, but he was running a different route. They just weren't on the same wavelength. Right. He went on the sideline. He was pissed. He was screaming at Sirianni, and then I think the next drive he scored a touchdown. So he said, "All right, we'll get it fixed." But that's what good teams do. That's what good coaches do.
Right.
And I think, like we said, Sirianni deserves a lot more respect after what he's done this season.
I've seen many times.
I gotta be honest with you. I mean, I know Doug Peterson got a Super Bowl with the Eagles too, as well. Right. And you had Andy Reid with the Eagles. He did such a good job.
He got him there, yeah.
Unfortunately, he didn't get a Super Bowl, but he did.
He took him there.
He did have the Eagles as a competitive organization.
Right. They were.
But I gotta tell you, man, and they even said it. I think during the pre-show, is that Sirianni really is the perfect coach for Philadelphia. Like he just exudes Philadelphia as a team or as a city. You know what I mean?
No, I think so. But hey, Super Bowl 59, it's in the past now. We got through it. Football's over for a little bit at least. Now we get off season. Now we get everything else. But before we wrap up the Super Bowl, we talked about on the field product. Let's talk about some of the other glitz and glamour, of course, because it's the big game. Everyone hypes it up. We got pre-show, we got the halftime show.
Minor.
We'll talk about that first. Might as well. I was gonna say commercials, but we'll wait for the commercials after.
No, the hell with the commercials. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
So first off, before we get to the halftime show, did anyone watch the pregame with the national anthem sung by John Batiste, I believe his name, on the piano?
I thought it was good. Honestly,
dude, that piano was crazy. It had all the colors on it.
A little bit louder. It was kind of sometimes at some points it was hard to hear his vocal. But if his, but if his vocals would have been a little bit louder, it would have been spot on. But I thought he had a great voice. I thought he played the piano well. I thought the setup was good. I thought he did well with it. Honestly, I think the one that was it the America, God Bless America, whatever it was. I thought she did a good job with it.
America the Beautiful.
America the Beautiful. Thank you. I thought she did a good.
Oh my God, aren't you a veteran?
Hey, listen, we don't do American the Beautiful. To be honest with you, Frankie, we don't do any of those songs. I'm too busy working to dance a song.
Hey, Frankie, what do you think of the national anthem and everything? All the pregame festivities.
I think it was amazing. I honestly
it was good, but it was my favorite.
I honestly liked it. What I liked about it is they bring in a just a local singer in Louisiana. It's not like they went out and they got freaking Drake or something. They didn't just go out there and get some top performer. They didn't say, "Yo, Taylor Swift, come on down and swing the anthem for us." Like, no, they went and they got a local person in Louisiana who did an absolute beautiful, and
don't forget Trombone Shorty. Don't forget Trombone Shorty. I really like Trombone Shorty. I thought that whole song when they had that out, that was just. I mean, the whole thing just screamed New Orleans. It was just so New Orleans feel. Yeah. I liked it. I thought they did a good job. Honestly,
I thought the pregame was really good.
Lamar until I talked to you guys, but I did like a lot of the pre-shows that they had going on. It had so much of that in there. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
I'm a little worried for you, Jay. I'm a little worried.
Why is that?
Because now, before he said he couldn't understand Kendrick Lamar,
but now he's starting to.
But now you're saying you couldn't understand the guy who was singing the national anthem. Do you have an hearing?
You might be.
Turn that up. Turn that up a bit, bud.
That's why I know you don't listen. I didn't say I couldn't understand him. I said I wish it would have been a little bit louder to where it would have been his voice would have been more of the focal point.
It was loud.
No, it wasn't loud.
Your hearing aid was just down. Turn that up.
Turn it up. Oh.
I know it's been a rough 2025 for you since 2025 started. You've been having a lot of Joe Biden moments. Your hearing aid is down a little. You're turning into a Tony Gonzalez a little bit.
Oh God! Hey, Tony
we love Tony. We leave Tony alone.
I love Tony, but Tony's always gonna get the shit talk from me.
Chris and Tony right now, I think they're recovering after a long night last night. They were flaming some beers heavy. They might have had some of the because look, they had the Budweisers. They got Corona. I don't think Corona had a commercial last night, but they had Budweiser. Obviously, they had Bud Light. They had what was it Monday Light is what they reframed it as
something
Ultra. That was a good commercial. The Michelob Ultra one with the pickleball. That was good.
Okay.
I thought it was pretty good.
Guys, I just found out that and you guys probably already know this. Did you know that Modelo's has a beer out that has one has tequila in it and another one has bourbon in it? Did y'all know that?
I did not know that. No.
Yeah, they have Modelo's that are infused.
Mike, thank you for that. Thank you for that, Mike. The Liquid Death commercial was phenomenal.
Yeah, the Liquid Death.
They said we're gonna go drinking.
You know what was my favorite one?
I thought that was a good one. What was that?
My favorite one was Seal being an actual seal. That was amazing. I love that one.
That was kind of scary at first, not gonna lie. But I like the commercial though. I
love that one. For some reason, that just took me away. I'm like, it's Seal, actual Seal.
I don't know. You know what? Hey, look, guys. I thought the commercials were decent, but I don't think they were as good as some of the commercials of the past. I don't, man. I thought they were good. They weren't bad. They didn't stink up the joint. But I think they were like.
I like the.
Is Bill Belichick running out of money because he's in everything now? You're in a Dunkin' commercial now with your girlfriend.
The Dunkin' one was solid. That was that was a good commercial. Had a lot of.
My wife asked me. She goes, "Is that his girlfriend?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's his girlfriend."
Yeah, his girlfriend's 24 years old. Like most people were born before she was even born.
I think
Bill Belichick was playing high school football before she was born. When she was born, he was.
Belichick was at the Patriots before. What do you mean? He was winning championships, Frankie. He was with your team.
He won his first Super Bowl ring while her mom was giving birth to her. Literally.
Hey,
Frankie, I did see this though, because they did I haven't watched the full thing, but on Barstool, they had Sunday conversations with Tom Brady. They said, so they said, hey, Tom, would you be all right with helping, Belichick's girlfriend rent a car because she can't? He just looked, he said, I'm not going to go there.
And hey, Robert, I agree, man. Look, let's be honest. She ain't with Bill Belichick for his looks or anything like that. She with that man because he got the money, and she just a little mungry hugger.
Obviously.
Hey, yeah. Frankie, I don't know if it's true or not, because I just saw it on Twitter, so I don't know if it's any real. But I swear it like someone posted her wearing an Atlanta Falcons jersey or Atlanta Falcons like 2018 champion shirt. Like,
yeah, she both her and Bill wore 28-3 the Super Bowl shirt, the 28-3 Super Bowl shirt. They wore it together.
Yep, true love. It
was amazing. I love it. You know what? I respect her. If you guys don't know what a gold digger is, look at this relationship. It's amazing. I love it. I give her full respect. There's no better way than to sacrifice your life than to get down on a 70-year-old man to wait until he gets in a coffin so you can collect his payment. I respect that woman.
All right. So speaking of putting people in coffins, Frankie, Kendrick Lamar and Drake halftime show. Boy. So going into this, we all just, if you're in the know, everyone in the world that was following this was just saying, is he going to mention Drake? Is he going to call Drake these allegations in front of the world at the Super Bowl? He said, Robert, you're killing us today. Look, I thought that if you knew about Kendrick Lamar's work that he's done in 15 years, give or take now, you would at least know what you're getting into. If you had no idea, if you were Jay McLovin, and Jay, I'm using you as an example, if you're like, he said, who the hell is this guy? Like, what is he saying? What's going on here? But Jay, I know you had a grin on your face when you saw Sam Jackson pop out with the Uncle Sam.
Now, that was good. No, seriously, that was. I thought you played Samuel Jackson perfectly.
What other way to have a Uncle Sam than actual Sam? Yeah. What other way than to show the world that Uncle Sam isn't only white; he's black as well. I love it. I love Samuel L. Jackson. But what I also love
was good.
What I also love
the American flag and things like that. The only thing that I think I didn't like a whole lot was I felt like the dancers were constantly just walking around. There wasn't enough dancing from them in it. But as a whole, I thought that it was a good collective idea.
Hey, Rob, I will say, if you saw what Lil Wayne did at WrestleMania with Jey Uso, I don't know if he want to be at the Super Bowl anymore. He looked kind of old there.
Well, right? real talk. Lil Wayne wasn't the first person. If y'all don't remember, they try to have Miley Cyrus perform at halftime. Yeah, they wanted Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus was supposed to perform at halftime, but she didn't want to do it. So then they went quickly with what they can do, and they went with Kendrick Lamar. This isn't the NFL. This is Rock Nation, which is owned by Jay-Z, by the way.
And also Jay-Z, like you said, helped pick the Super Bowl for who's going to perform for the last couple.
Honestly, after watching that, I told Caitlin last night. I said this Super Bowl was so bad, except for Serena Williams coming out doing the crip walk. That was amazing.
That was unexpected.
Not only that was crazy.
Dude.
Like, not only was she doing the crip walk.
You know what the thing is? I watched that, and then I'm like, it didn't hit me till later. I'm like, was that Serena Williams?
I did the same thing. It was like a quick thing because we weren't really looking at her.
Right there. I give him that one. Cody, I give you that.
Cody, I understand it is, but it is national TV. They were gonna bleep it out anyways. But I feel like it would have been great though. Just you bleep it out. You say you mother, and that would have been.
Don't show that comment yet. Don't show that comment, Robert. We're gonna talk about that in 2 minutes.
That would have been so good, but I thought Sam Jackson did a great job, dude. That was awesome. I thought also like the stage was pretty cool. They had like a bunch of like turntable, or like they had like moving. It was just like people running around and type stuff. But I thought it wasn't like the best halftime show, obviously, but I'm not with this camp like, oh, it's the worst ever. No, it's
I don't
awesome.
think it was the worst ever. I thought it was really
I'm
good.
not saying it's the best. I'll put it like it was good. I liked it.
Look,
I enjoyed the music. But it was fine. It was good.
I'm sorry. After the Snoop Dogg and Jay-Z and Eminem halftime show, that one was just, man, that one was good. Like, I really, Snoop Dogg,
yeah,
I mean, I get up all up into that. I thought it was amazing. I thought that was probably
I also think the thing, too, is that those songs are more wide-reaching. I think that they've been around for a little bit longer. Obviously, you hear them play every summer, yada, yada, yada. With Kendrick, you have to be more kind of in tune because he's not underground. Obviously, he just won 5 Grammys last week, but he's not as like popular per se. So I'd say like a Snoop Dogg who's on every other commercial, or like a Dr. Dre, who's on
for sure.
But
the only thing I will tell you this: the only thing I would like to see the Super Bowl do. Look, hey guys, I like hip hop, I like rock, I like R&B, I like all that stuff. I do. I appreciate. I've got it all up in my. I love it. But enough is enough. I've had how many X numbers of shows in a row of R&B and rap, and can we get? Look, I'm gonna give you.
That's what happens.
But give
That's
me
what you're
some
gonna
rock.
get.
Can we get some other rock or some other musical influences in there than just the basic? I feel like they're catering, like I said, but one demographic. What about the rest of us that like rock music? Why can't we get
Blame
some
the
of that?
NFL? Blame the NFL for having for hiring.
I blame it all. I feel like we're not getting enough of a demographic in there.
hold on. So Jay, let me
Because of
go
Rock
back.
Nation, Jay. Rock Nation is in charge of the halftime show.
And I guess that's why we'll never have rock music then, because it's always going to be geared to what they want and not as a collective United States of America, which pisses me off. Come on.
So in this decade, since 2020, there's not been a rock performance. There's been, let's see, 2020. Let me make sure these are the main acts. 2020, it was Shakira and Jennifer Lopez.
I love that one, by the way.
Then it was The Weeknd. Then it was Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick Lamar, who was there. 2023, it was Rihanna. 24, it was Usher in the most Atlanta thing I've ever seen in my life when he brought out Move On and Everyone. No, that one, I love that one. That's just me being from Georgia. I love that one so much. And then obviously Kendrick this past year. But Jay, the last time they had a rock performance, if you want to count this, was Maroon 5. If you want actual rock music and not pop rock or whatever the hell, I'm gonna have to keep scrolling here. Coldplay? I don't know if you throw them in that category. Nope, 2016. Keep it going. Not Bruno Mars, not Beyonce.
Linkin Park.
Not the Black Eyed Peas. I know that much. They had the Who in 2010.
Who?
The Who.
Exactly. Keep going.
So let's see. Cody here says Chris Stapleton for the next halftime.
Okay, look, if Chris Stapleton wants to come out there, because I do like Chris Stapleton's music. I'm good with that.
Give me some Jelly Roll.
You can keep going back and back and back and back and back. Look, you can go back a decade or more before you even see anything that remotely comes to rock music. Hell, Chili Peppers would be a great band to have out there. They're phenomenal. But
they did go on a run in the late 2000s.
Stuff over and over and over. And I'm sorry, but I'm to all types of music. I do, and I got to be honest with you. I still will tell you this to this day: the best Super Bowl performance ever, and I will argue this to the day I'm dead, was Prince. Prince gave the best
in the rain
damn Super Bowl ever, bar none. Can we get some rock in there, man? Shit.
Hey, Cody, I will say Chris Stapleton, I don't know if he's going to do the halftime show, but he did the national anthem last year. I think he killed that. He did great last year with the anthem. He says Santana.
I don't know when that was, Robert. Do you know what year Santana was? I do know Santana.
No. I think he's saying he thinks Santana might be like for the halftime show.
I don't know. Santana's kind of outdated. Can we
Linkin Park?
I would be no, not anymore. Not anymore. Because Chester Bennington died. And look, I will tell you right now. You see that autograph right there? That's Linkin Park. That's Chester Bennington. This is Chester Bennington doing it while he's singing Linkin Park song. They was autographing it. So I know all about Linkin Park, but it's not Linkin Park anymore. It's Linkin Park with a female singer that don't even sound nothing like Chester Bennington.
I still think they're doing a good job as their own, but that's different.
I still think Chili Peppers would be a really amazing halftime show because it's still high energy. It's very high energy. And I think that's what the Super Bowl wants is high energy.
So Robert says Tool and System of a Down. Tool they would have one song be their whole damn performance, though.
Yeah.
Let's be real here.
Give me Jelly Roll.
Doesn't have short songs.
I wouldn't mind some Jelly
Oh,
Roll.
no. You know what? You know who would be good? Seriously, you know what I would go for? Slipknot.
I don't think that's going to work. I agree, but I don't think that's going to work, though.
No.
I don't think they're going to go with that.
Slipknot would be good. I think Korn would be good. I mean, there's a lot of them that are good out there, man.
Give me some Jelly Roll.
I knew you'd say that.
I knew you'd say that too. God, could you be
I like
more
Jelly
predictable?
Roll.
Seriously,
I like
bro.
Jelly Roll.
You got the
2024. Listen to me. 2024 was the year of Jelly Roll. No lie.
Well, he had a good year, but I feel like they'd give it to Post Malone over him.
That's stupid.
For Super, I think they would. He's in
And
a
I like
commercial.
Post Malone. I like Post Malone.
I think Post
I'm going to go
Malone
grab his
is
Oreos.
good, but I don't want the Post Malone that's typical. I want the Post Malone, the little bit more rockier side of Post Malone. By the way, if you've never seen Post Malone when he did Nirvana in his house, bro, that concert that he did inside of his house was so stupid. It had
he's just kind of doing a little bit of everything.
Travis Barker was on drums, and then he had I forget who else was on the guitar, but that was so good.
Yeah, let's see, Cody. What we got here, Frankie?
Jalen Hurts just went to Disney World.
Hey, there we go.
Hey.
That is your Super Bowl MVP enjoying a good time with Mickey Mouse.
Hey, Cody, let's be real, though. It's not Panic at the Disco isn't even a band. It's just Brendan Urie and whoever he brings along with him anymore. Let's be real here. That hasn't been a band in 15 years. It's just Brendan and whoever else. Plus, his voice is kind of shot anyways.
I'm going to go back to my original. I think Chili Peppers, the vibe, the energy.
Let me see where it's going to be at next year. Where's the 2026 Super Bowl?
San Francisco.
Oh,
Chili Peppers
wow.
excited.
The
Nice.
49ers are going to host?
San Francisco, and then after that is going to SoFi in Los Angeles, and then after that it's going to be
sick of going to SoFi. Come
and
on.
And then after
that,
in 2028, they're going to Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta's going to be good.
Atlanta. What? You can't come to Houston?
Nope.
You can't go to Dallas?
You can't come to Houston.
I mean, seriously, what? I mean, you can't tell me that we don't have a good stadium here in Houston, and we don't have good fans down here in Houston. We don't have good weather down here in Houston.
Well,
I
think Houston just had a Super Bowl, did they not?
No, it's been a little bit. I have to go back and actually look at that, to be honest with you, but it's been a little bit. I mean, I can tell you right now, they've been at SoFi, not even one or two Super Bowls. I mean, they always go to SoFi or Mercedes-Benz. I mean, those two stadiums get a lot of attention.
They always go to SoFi. SoFi just opened up like 2-3 years ago.
It's pretty new.
It's been around longer than 2 or 3 years. It's been around.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
They might. Let's see. SoFi Stadium opened. Where does it say?
I think like 3 years ago.
You're not going to say. It opened in September of 2020.
So it's been around 4 years.
About 5 years this September. But I mean, that's still brand. I haven't been to Vegas yet. Vegas is the new stadium.
It was just in Vegas.
Oh, you're right.
Calm down. Every new stadium that opens, the Super Bowl goes there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For some reason.
I don't think. Yeah. They go to all the ones out west, mostly.
Yeah, because they
nicer weather.
The last time SoFi hosted the Super Bowl in 2022.
Okay.
That's when the Rams beat the Eagles 23-20.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I kind of forget the Rams kind of won that Super Bowl. You know what I mean? They just kind of like snuck in there and then got out. All right. Well, let's see what else we got here. He said, "What about Dead and Company?" I don't. Jay, what do you think about Dead and Company? I don't know about halftime.
I don't know that.
I don't know about Grateful Dead.
I don't think they're not relevant enough to really be coming out there.
Because I mean, you got to find someone who I think for the best halftime performance, you got to find someone who's like has a good body of work, obviously, but is also like is still relevant in this like current generation. That like everyone will know. It's like, oh hey, this is who it is. Because like. I think Kendrick was too new school. You know what I mean? I think that was too like kind of on the nose for like current generation. But you got to find a good mix somewhere. But you can't be super niche. I mean, hell, the fact that there's even a halftime performance is crazy. Because remember, they used to just do like whatever local band and just have that, which I thought that was cool. I thought that was pretty neat. but they have so much money sunk into it now because it's not just it's the Apple Music halftime show.
I'm sorry, but you know what though, Logan? Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now. I would like to see another Super Bowl up north. I would love to see another Ice Bowl or something like that. You know, Lambeau would be good. I can't really say Soldier Field because I think Soldier Field.
That's too old. Wherever it goes. Yeah,
like an open air stadium. You know what I'm saying? To play,
I'll have to find it, but I talked about it a couple of weeks ago. I saw off the air.
Would be a good place to have it.
But it was like the requirements you have to host a Super Bowl. It's like you have to have all this stuff. Like you have to have a hotel in a certain distance. Your Wi-Fi has to be this good. Like it's more than just here's a stadium. You know what I mean? And a lot of the older stadiums don't have that unless you upgrade.
Well, definitely, I guarantee you that Lambeau doesn't have
Lambeau. Yeah, Lambeau ain't getting it.
Lambeau's out in the middle of a forest.
Yeah,
no, seriously. If you
Lambeau ain't getting it.
Forest.
No,
there's not modern amenities a whole lot around Lambeau Field.
No, it ain't going that way.
Philadelphia, I think, would be a good place to have a Super Bowl.
The length would be good.
It's out in the air. I'd be down for that.
I think it'd be pretty good.
Is Pittsburgh still Three Rivers Stadium or what is it?
No, I think is it Heinz Field, I think.
Heinz Field. Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Even
when the Commanders play, I wouldn't mind seeing one there in our nation.
Yeah, because to be fair, they did just do some renovations, I think. Because they got the new owner, you know what I mean? So that wouldn't be bad. But yeah, there's definitely a couple of options you can go to, but I don't think any of the like historic stadiums are gonna host it. Not ones that haven't been renovated in recent years. Because there's so much more than just it's a historic field. All right, cool. But what else do you have for me? That's just kind of how it is. Besides the ones at the Giant Stadium, how do they even do Super Bowls in open stadium since it's the winter? I feel like you need to get a dome to get a Super Bowl. I feel like that's going to be preferred. If you have a dome, you're definitely going to be favored over not having a dome. Because
I have to go back to the old school where the elements played a part of the Super Bowl. Like there were so many factors that played a part of it. The mud, whatever. I want to see it go out there and get dirty. I want to see him, just really go through the war.
At least you saw that. You saw that in the divisional rounds. At least you saw that in Buffalo. You saw that in Buffalo.
So. Yeah, you're right. Buffalo did.
You saw that, but for the Super Bowl, they're going to get it to where as many people can get there because you can't reschedule the Super Bowl. You got one shot.
No, you're right. And so I think maybe that might be one of the better stadiums to have where you had the retractable roofs and stuff. That would be dope. You can do that for sure. But
all right. Yeah. And then also at the halftime show, we'll just briefly touch on this because we are not a political show, but we will mention because it happened. There was a member of the dance team, I guess you could call it. There was like 400 people. There's a lot of people in that unit who decided to say, hey, let's make this about me. Right. He pulled a Gaza flag out.
He pulled a Gaza. It was a Sudan flag, and he wrote Sudan on the upper part and Gaza on the lower part, and he had a black stripe.
Yeah, and he stood on top of the car, which was a prop at the show or at the halftime show. He waved it for a second, and then not too long later, security saved him and said, "Hey, buddy, you gotta get out of here. We got to take you out because can't be doing that." Can't be doing stuff like that. It's like whenever a streaker comes onto the field, you just can't be disrupting the act like that. Said he's not going to face charges, but he is banned from stadium, which understood. Get a night in the slammer, right, to cool things off, and then then can't come back here, buddy. Sorry, I think he can go to other places though, but.
No, they said he got a ban from all stadiums. He ain't going and it's a lifetime ban.
Well, he's going to be watching it from home.
Or any type of venue. Yeah.
Right. He's going to be watching it from home. But hey, he knew the risk he was taking when he wanted to make that stance. And by all means, it's a free country. You do what you want, man. That's just was a high risk, high reward. So hey, if you feel obligated to do so and you're at peace with your decisions, hey, by all means, we can't say what to do, but. That's all on you, man.
I will say that, and I do want to keep it super quick because we are not a political show. But
no.
Say that you know what, this is a free country, and we all fight for the freedoms for others. And look, he didn't do anything egregious. All he did was hold up a flag. You know what? I'm okay with that. To be honest with you, Logan, I'm totally okay with it because that is the freedom that we as Americans have. Now, you got to accept the consequences because there's consequences that come with freedom. So if you're going to do it, just know that you're going to get banned.
Right.
But I mean, it's still part of being an American, and I take my freedoms very seriously. I think we all do because it's the best country in the whole wide world, man. I don't care what you think. It's the best country.
Also, big shout out, Prim and Proper Sports. Appreciate you coming over here.
Hey,
appreciate you,
baby.
Appreciate y'all. But hey, Jay, Frankie is dipped out. Looks like so we're going to be doing a show with a duo here. Nice little background here. All right, let's talk about some NFL one more time before we get to the postseason, get to the offseason. The award show was last week. We didn't get to it last on Friday. We ran out of time. So we're going to just kind of briefly go through it here, and then we can just give a brief synopsis.
Okay.
MVP was Josh Allen. I just run through all these, and we can do just an overlook. MVP, Josh Allen. Coach of the Year, Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings. Comeback Player of the Year was Joe Burrow. Offensive Player of the Year, Saquon Barkley. Defensive Player of the Year, Patrick Surtain II. Rookie of the Year of the offense was Jaden Daniels, and the Defensive Rookie of the Year was Gerard Verse out there in L.A. Obviously, there's a bunch of other ones. Also, the Hall of Fame. I don't think we mentioned it, but anyways, it's Eric Allen, Jared Allen, Antonio Gates, and Sterling Sharp. So, what were your thoughts on all these awards that were given out? Any big surprises that you saw?
I didn't really study all the defensive players. I mean, the rookies were perfectly within rights. I mean, Jaden Daniels, for crying out loud, there was nobody going to take Rookie of the Year away from him, right? Mm-hmm. O'Connell, getting the award for the Vikings. Okay, I mean, he did. I kind of could jump on board with that, only for the fact how well he resurrected Sam Darnold's career from where it was at with Carolina and so forth. So if you want to go that direction, totally fine. I get it.
No, I'm okay with that. Also, we think here, do y'all think Adam Vinatieri was snubbed? I thought he was. I think he'll get in, but I was kind of surprised he didn't, though.
I don't know that kickers always are the most popular.
Kickers are tough. Yeah,
it's a hard position,
Yeah. Let's see. So Josh Allen's award was a legacy award. Lamar had better numbers if you took away the wins. If you took away the wins, then he picked Burrow.
People always want to say that, but look, what Josh Allen did with the Buffalo Bills was still a hell of a good time.
And also, Josh Allen.
I think giving him some props.
I think the reason they gave it to Allen is because Allen didn't have as many good weapons as Lamar had. Because Lamar had Derrick Henry, Lamar had Mark Andrews, Lamar had wide receiver Bateman, and a couple others I can't think off the top of my head. But Allen, James Cook, who had a better season, right? Well, not a great season, but he had a better season than normal. Not Derrick Henry numbers. He had an unproven wide receiving core coming into this year. I think his best receiver was Khalil Shakir, who they had just drafted, I think. So, it's not like he had a star wide receiver out there. He had a couple of nice pieces, but not like, not like any major stars. So I see why I wasn't super surprised to give. I thought they were going to give it to Lamar, but I wasn't very shocked to see they give it to Allen.
Look, 37-31 through the air, 28-6 with a 101.4.
Mm-hmm. That's good numbers. Man. Those are good numbers. Those are good numbers. And also Allen, he can get he's not Lamar with the legs, we know that, but he can run when need be. So we got, let's see, Patrick Surtain surprised Robert with winning the Defensive Player of the Year. I think this is his second, if I'm not mistaken, Jay. Out there in Denver.
Yeah, I like Surtain. Look. You caught the number 2 defense behind Minnesota. You know that obviously in Patrick Surtain was a big part of that secondary. I fully believe that, for what he did, he should absolutely I don't have a problem with him taking that award at all.
So let me clarify that. This was his first Defensive Player of the Year award, but it might be his first of many, the way he's played. Throughout college, Frankie knows him very well, played with Alabama, for God's sake. He was a monster there. And he's already been a two-time all-team first pro since getting drafted in 2021. So, he's lived up to the hype. Let's see. Back to the Hall of Fame. Eli Manning, maybe 3 times as a charm. I think he'll get in later. I think he'll get in later. But, this next draft class is great. We looked at it on Friday if you want to see the full list. But I know Drew Brees is in it, and I think Drew Brees is head and shoulders above, the better quarterback. No disrespect to Eli, obviously, but I would put Brees in over Manning any day.
Yeah, and I do look at some point with 2 Super Bowl wins, especially one over the Patriots. I mean, he's gonna get in. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, I just think it'll just be later.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, Sterling Sharp was on the list for how many years, and he just got in.
Yeah.
So I mean, let's see. So Lamar missed out because he couldn't rely on Zay Flowers. That's what I was thinking of. But he still had Isaiah Likely and Derrick Henry. Yeah, like I said, he had some good pieces. All in all, but let's see. To me, I feel like it should have gone to Saquon with the MVP. It does seem like a quarterback award, honestly. It does seem like Robert, put in the comments if you think that if Saquon would have played in that game and beaten Eric Dickerson's record, will that have given him the MVP? I want to know.
Yeah. I really got to tell you, because look, a lot of these awards go on accolades, and he passed up on for a running back, that's a huge accolade.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his guy put up over 2,000 yards.
And to be fair, he did win Offensive Player of the Year, which is still a great award,
yeah.
but
let's be honest. For his position, you know, he said what he did. It was Michael Strahan said, "Look, what you did at the running back position of 2,000 yards is the equivalency of a defensive end or linebacker getting 40 sacks, and that is like almost impossible."
It's insane. And the last one,
make me think though that it's a QB award, because when you basically did that at your position, that is your primary function, that you got to think that it is a QB award.
So we got Dan Campbell should have won Coach of the Year. That's a tough one though, because I think they gave it to O'Connell because I think this was his first year as a head coach, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And his quarterback went down before the year even started. Remember, they had J.J. McCarthy, drafted him. They brought in an untested Sam Darnold, who had been around the league but hasn't done anything. And he took him to, 14, 15 wins, won the division, I believe. They didn't win the division. They lost the division to Detroit. But
you got to admit, the amount of challenges
the amount
O'Connell had to overcome was way more than what he had to.
Yeah, I think with Campbell, he had half his team was hurt, but the fact that they still made it work, which another topic for another day, Jay. I don't know how good Detroit's going to be next year. They're about to lose they've already lost both their coordinators. So let's really see what Dan Campbell can do and what most importantly the GMs can do with hiring their staff. That's for another day. He brought the Commanders back with a rookie quarterback. Talk about Dan Quinn. Oh, sorry, he meant Dan Quinn for Coach of the Year. You know?
I mean,
it's hard to argue.
You can make a case for Dan Quinn.
And I don't have the numbers.
Had a little bit more star power behind that quarterback. I mean, I think we knew what they were getting in Jaden Daniels. You didn't really quite know what you were getting, and a guy who's bounced around the league multiple times.
That's the tough.
It is a tough one though.
That's a tough one though because he's a rookie, and this is a team who picked number 2 in the draft, and he led them to the playoffs into a championship round.
Right.
And I know they don't count playoffs and all this, but yeah, that's a tough one. So he said Campbell had a stack. He did have a stacked roster. But let's not forget, half the roster was hurt. Their defense was a shell of its former self by the time that last game was played. On paper, I thought they were going to damn near get to the Super Bowl. But
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, they lost Aiden Hutchinson, right? Pretty much.
Yeah, they lost him. They lost him like week 8. I mean, they lost him. He wasn't on the team for like half the season. Yeah. Let's see. He says, talking about following up with Detroit, I think if you put the worst coach in there, he still wins 11 to 12 games. With Detroit, I don't know, though, because Detroit's not a proven winner that much. Right. All right, let's see. So Robert's responding to my question I asked earlier. He says, no, I think it was going to be a quarterback if as the Saquon would have broken Dickerson's record. He said, no, I think it was going to be a quarterback. He would have had to break the record and have the touchdown record. Problem is he had 17 games and more protective rules. Hard to truly compare the record. And it is going to be hard to compare records from now to, back in the 60s and even before then because, I mean, was it OJ, Jay, that had like 2,000 yards in like 14 games or something crazy like that? And I think it was college. But it's, that's just, you got to move the times. That's just how it goes. He says Dickerson played real football. Ooh. Let's see. All League podcast with host Shanja. Your show's off. Hey, appreciate that. We appreciate all the love. Arthal J. Hey, there we go. Got the juice right there. Oh, full name there. OJ.
OJ. James.
Hey, on the field, Jay. On the field, he was nice. Off the field, we'll talk about that later. But on the field, Whew, he was special. All right, so that was your awards. We can put a nice little bow on that one. And Jay, we'll just go and go to our last topic here today. Last I can think of, at least. And that is the highly anticipated, and we'll talk about the other side of the story, too. Tonight's the highly anticipated debut of Luka Doncic on the Los Angeles Lakers, taking on the Utah Jazz. 2-game slate. They play tonight, and I believe they play on Wednesday before they get to the All-Star break. So, what are you expecting out of Luka in his first couple of games before they go into a brief sabbatical here with LA? Do you think he struggles in his first couple of games, or do you think he plays like he should?
I think Luka will play as he should. Luka is still a very well prepared type of player. I mean, you know what you're getting in Luka, right? You know you're going to get offense. You're not going to get so much the defensive side, even though Chris Gonzalez talking about the defense. He always kills me when I talk about defense. But I think with Luka, what I really want to see is how him and LeBron share the rock and how that affects both of their games. You know, that for me is really the only really big question. I got to tell you, kudos to Austin Reeves, though.
And dropped 45 last week.
I mean, I guess what he did against the Pacers. Luka was supposed to make his debut versus the Pacers. That didn't happen. And Austin Reeves just had a career night. So
LeBron wasn't even there also. That's the thing.
LeBron wasn't there as well. So I thought Austin Reeves did a really good job taking out the Pacers with that win. I mean,
I know Frankie is here. He'd be grinning from ear to ear with how well he played.
Yeah, absolutely. But to answer your question though, I think this team has everything it needs with the exception of a center. Obviously, Mark Williams didn't pass his physical.
Yeah, and also Alex. Yeah, Alex. Yeah, Mark Williams. That trade got rescinded. Williams failed his physical. I believe it's back injuries is what it is. So he couldn't pass the physical. So the league said we can't go through this trade. So Dalton Knecht is back with the Lakers. So you have that shooting threat back with the rookie, but you are missing that center threat that you had, but unfortunately, hey, you failed the physical, so that's just how it goes sometimes.
That really is the better question, though, Logan, is how well will Dalton Knecht, after being traded, coming back? Do you think there's going to be a little bit of anger towards his team for doing it, or will he be the consummate professional and go out there like it never happened and continue to put up numbers?
It's tough to tell, because he's a rookie, right? It's a lot going on, but it's tough to tell. So we got LeBron is a ball hog. He's going to have to do – look, anyone who says that LeBron's number 2 all-time in assists, you can't put that on. He's got the most points in the NBA, and he's got, 5th most of assists or whatever. So whoever says that, no, that's a not valid point for me. I wonder if he's going to sit beside LeBron during post-game shows like KD did. Maybe. Cody says, give the ball to Luka. Luka is definitely a better shooter than LeBron is, and Anthony Davis, obviously. And he says, Charlotte should be fine for that trade. They knew the trade was shady. Well, because, I can't fault the Lakers, but you can't fault the Hornets because the Hornets knew he was damaged goods. And they said, yeah, sure, we'll do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
They look, if you're feeling physical, he's been out for injury. They knew what they were giving.
They knew what was going on.
They knew what they were giving. Them doctors are too well in tune to not know.
And he says, definitely he's a king, but he's got to share the stage. Hey, he's done so before, and I think he can do so with Luka here.
But also, for that team to be truly successful,
you're going to have to.
I think Luka's going to be okay. I think Bron's going to be okay. I think
they're going to be
great. It's not having that true center that's really
that might hurt
him.
Because they had an
opportunity to go get your boy from Atlanta.
Capella.
Yeah, which also
your old boy too. Your guy too. Hey, we got him from you. We got him from you.
I mean, Capella, but they were offering Capella up for a trade, and it just never.
Apparently, no one bid. You know what they might do, Jay? And it wouldn't surprise me because I don't know. I think they have Jarrett Vanderbilt, and who I believe is a natural power forward, but I could be wrong.
They still got Christian Wood on their dang bench, and they didn't even use him.
I think he's been hurt though.
Has Christian Wood been hurt?
I believe so.
I wasn't tracking.
I could be wrong, but.
It wasn't. I didn't see on any injury report that he was hurt. When I looked at their depth chart, he didn't have any designation next to his name.
I might be wrong, but I don't. I haven't heard his name in forever.
Well, I haven't either. That's what I'm saying. It's like he's riding the pine, but they're not doing anything with him. Why not put him in the rotation and see what
Well,
he
he's
does.
a candidate to get waived, apparently, according to multiple articles. I looked his name up, and it's just rumors. Christian Wood and
Right.
Cam Reddish are top candidates to be waived. Which, I mean, you know what they might do, Jay?
Wow.
They might waive them. And also, let's see. Wood was listed as out for last Thursday's game. But he's played in 50 games this year. He's only started in one, so he's a bench player. But he's getting you how many points? 6 points, 0.7 blocks, five rebounds off the bench. So, I mean, you can waive that. You know what I mean? You can. But what they might do is they might waive someone and sign someone in free agency. To be honest.
So I guess they're going to ride Hachimura though. I guess is Hachimura going to take over the center spot?
They have Hachi, and they got who else? Jackson Hayes, I believe, is his name. They have him there as well. I think he's like 7'7", but it's still it's younger-ish guys, but still not like a proven center. But like I said, they might sign somebody.
Yeah, because right now they got Jackson Hayes. If you look at their depth chart, they got Jackson Hayes at the center, and they got Hachimura at the small forward, and then they got James at power forward. They got Luka at the point guard and Austin Reeves at the shooting guard. Wow, that's a very
those are all listed though. Like I said, that's just the roster. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no. I'm trying.
I was gonna look. All right, and then let's see here. Alex says Cavs versus Lakers finals will be crazy. How will LeBron feel beating the Cavs in the finals? Will he be booed a lot by the home crowd? I think that's
Does he get booed though by them? I mean, he did get them a championship.
I feel like that's kind of been already under the water. You know what I mean? Like that was old news.
I mean, I don't know. Does Cleveland really hold on to grudges like that? I don't know. I
don't think so. I mean, I feel like at this point, it's like, all right, we hated you for a couple of years. You came back. You won us a chip. You can leave now. It's all good, buddy. You gave us a championship, so we're cool now. It's fine. But yeah, I think that'll do it. Also, Jay, just a real quick thing here. They announced what teams are going to represent them in the Hall of Fame for the Baseball Hall of Fame this year. So, Frankie's going to like this one. CC Sabathia going in as a Yankee. Had some good years there. Billy Wagner going in as a Houston Astro. Rightfully should. No shock here. Ichiro going in as a Seattle Mariner. Duh. Dave Parker, Pittsburgh Pirates. Not shocked at all. And Dick Allen going in with the Philadelphia Phillies. Not super surprised there. I'm not, real surprised with that. Those are all obviously the teams you associate them with. So I'm actually just kind of reading this article here, Jay. So apparently inductees could make the pick through the 2001 induction, and the Hall took that over in 2002. Here's why. The change followed reports in 1999 that Tampa Bay offered to compensate the newly retired Wade Boggs if his plaque bore a Devil Rays logo. But he was inducted in 2005 with a Red Sox logo. I didn't know that. I didn't know that either. I didn't know Tampa was trying to kind of get up to some no good there and say, hey, go in as a Devil Ray.
Well, yeah, because you know why? Because it's a representative of their team, and the more they have in there, the better it makes them look.
And look, I don't think Tampa has any Hall of Famers.
Boggs is not a Tampa guy. Everybody associates him with
he's in Boston.
Yeah, come on.
But I don't think Tampa has any Hall of Famers. I mean, granted, they've only been around for a little over 25 years now, but they don't have anyone, I don't think.
That's interesting to me. I mean. They do have a World Series ring. So you think they'd have somebody?
No. They don't have a ring. They went there, but they don't have a ring. They went there.
Maybe it's Miami. I'm thinking of then.
You're thinking of Miami won 2. Tampa's one.
Okay, that's Miami. I'm thinking of then.
Yeah. So Tampa doesn't have any Hall of Famers in the Hall of Fame, but they do have Tampa Bay Ray Hall of Famers. Wade Boggs, coincidentally, Fred McGriff, and Carl Crawford. Those are the main 3 they have, but no one in the Hall as of yet as the Devil Ray. Best chance, probably Evan Longoria, I would say, but I don't think he cracks it though. I don't think he gets in.
Yeah, I don't
Longo.
So.
I love watching Longo play. He's a good player, good third baseman, good player. But I don't think he's a Hall of Fame. But I think that was interesting. I didn't know that Tampa tried to get a little shady business there in the Hall of Fame.
That's interesting to me.
I
didn't know they were trying to do that shady business either. I mean, everybody knows. I mean, when you said the name Wade Boggs, Boston, all over the place. Boggs, I'm not ever thinking Tampa.
Tampa Bay.
He was there for garbage time years.
He was there just to get pad those stats, and didn't he get 3,000 hits with them? I believe.
I think so.
Something like But
I mean, you're not using Tampa for anything else.
No. Also, too, Tampa's not even going to play. They're not even going to be in their home stadium this year. I forget that.
Yeah, where did they say? Did they say they're going to? Are they playing at the Yankees practice facility? I heard that was in the pipeline.
Oh, let me look.
That's what I heard. I thought they were talking about the Yankees.
Yep. They're going to be playing at George M. Steinbrenner Field. That's of course due to the hurricane, Hurricane Milton, which blew their roof off, literally. So they don't have a field. And God, that's got to be weird for those players. Coming to George Steinbrenner Field, it's the Tampa Bay Rays. But no, I mean, I feel bad. I feel so bad for everyone involved with that. I mean, season ticket holders, players, clubhouse. Also, too, let's not forget people who worked in like merchandise, who works in like concession stands. I mean, a lot of people got affected by this, and will for a little bit of time. But that's just kind of that's they had to do something. Obviously, they didn't have a whole lot of time, but they figured something out. But well, Jake, we'll wrap things up today. Right before 4 o'clock here Eastern. Nice show today, talking about all things Super Bowl. And of course, now with football season over, now we get the off season. Now we get the final coaching gig with the Saints. Will they get Kellen Moore? Will they get someone else? We'll see. And just whatever else comes to sports. It's kind of a lull week right now because we got the All-Star break for the NBA. Baseball pitchers and catchers have reported, but nothing's happened as of yet. So we're kind of just waiting around, Jay. We're going to probably be going a little bit more entertainment-wise this week because that's always popping. But we're always going to have some stuff to talk about here on the show. Appreciate you for coming on. Of course, Frankie, who had to dip out, appreciate him for coming on. All of the great comments today from Alex Sizzle, Prim and Proper Sports. Of course, our guy, Cody Spink, and so many others. Robert Wardell, of course, legend for all those posts, man. And, of course, our guy, Mike Hughes, for always bringing some heat as well. All the other ones we appreciate the continued love and support. Go check us out every day, 2 o'clock, Monday through Friday, rather. Take the weekend off to relax and recharge. But we'll be back here tomorrow, 2 o'clock Eastern. More great afternoon show content, all things sports, all things entertainment. And if you like the show, like, follow, share, and subscribe on our Facebook, on our YouTube, on our Twitch. I can say the rest, but the best way for you to go and do so, check out our link tree in the description of all of these episodes. One-stop shop. You see our work. You also see the rest of our work on the network. A lot of other great shows coming up there as well. And if you haven't seen, we do have some gaming now, talking football, talking Call of Duty, whatever. We're just expanding because, hey, why not? We're just trying to get more people out there and have some fun doing it. But like I said, until tomorrow, 2 o'clock Eastern, enjoy the rest of your Mondays, everyone. We'll see y'all later.